I've done Kundalini dance at the festivals,
Yes,
and it's very intense. Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah, because usually you're also in groups and you're almost like Sufi dancing where everybody's in circles, just
yes. I love
it's
that
like a mosh
too.
pit of dancing.
Yes,
Wild.
it's
That's
so awesome how
interesting.
many styles. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say in my tri yoga practice, we also do a lot of mudra in the flows. And I learned that from my guru, which is Kelly Ray. And she learned it or channeled it when she was meditating at the beach in Malibu. She had a meditation group, and that's what she was doing. And it
Yeah,
just came in spontaneously, the
yeah,
flows, the mudra. Yeah, and so that is when we literally are in the flow,
yeah.
is allowing it to come through.
It is. I
Um,
realize
mhm,
it's such a state of letting go when you're able to
mhm,
dance. Because if you think about it, like growing up to going out to clubs or parties with my friends and stuff like that, I was
mhm,
always a dancer, but I would never dance in front of people like that, you know?
mhm.
Unless it
Yeah.
was like in my mom's dance class or a couple of times when I was younger, I
Mhm.
performed on the TV in Trinidad. Um, dances that my mom taught me and stuff like that. But otherwise, dancing in front of people, you really have to be in a space where you can just tap into your eunice, into your God, whatever it is, like tap into that and block everything out and just let it flow through you. So a dancer is really in a space of not caring what anybody else thinks of them. When you look at
Mhm.
dance, to me, the most beautiful dancers are when you can see on their face they're enjoying their dance. It doesn't even sometimes matter how much they're moving, but in their facial expressions you can feel their dance as well. And
Mhm.
that's how I when I got into that space and I realized I didn't care who was around me, who was, and just let it flow and just
Yeah,
let the dance, the
yeah.
music flow through you. That's when it's really powerful to me, and when it's
Mhm.
really the
Yeah.
most beautiful.
Yeah, it's like ecstasy. Mhm.
Yes,
It
yes,
is.
it is.
And then it's like bringing in the music as well. So it's interesting that you mentioned flute and drums.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and I used to live in New Orleans, and we'd go to the New Orleans Jazz Fest a lot. And so, of course, all of those original Mardi Gras Indian beats are African. And so
Yes.
there's, oof. And so the music that would move me so deeply there was also gospel,
Oh, yes.
which is like, I mean,
Yeah,
literally raising the roof. So music does have an amazing vibration,
it
but
does. It does.
you're
Yeah.
also
So I
playing
think tapping
Shiva.
into it. Yeah.
You're the Shiva. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, talk about Shiva. Can you introduce everyone to Shiva for us?
Well, I don't know how I'd introduce Shiva as well, as a lot of people who are on my page know, I always talk about I grew up. I'm from Trinidad, and so I'm Indian and
Mhm.
African, and my mom brought us up with a lot of our Hindu culture um and the religion part. And then at 13 years old, she said, "You have the freedom to choose." Because I went to her and asked her,
Mhm.
the who is this? My brother said there's only one God, but we've been going to the temple and we know all these gods. And she's like, "You're gonna have to find God on your own, but
Mhm.
know that there's something bigger than you."
Mhm.
Um, and so I always, growing up, my mom had altars and pictures all over our house, and I always had this connection with Shiva too, with than all the other um, deities that there are. And
Mhm.
people would walk into our house and says, "Wow, that looks like you right there with Shiva." And so
Mhm.
growing up, I always had this connection with Shiva. Is
Mhm.
one of the deity gods. I would invite you to Google to learn more because they can give you the history. I just know on the connection part, besides the stories that they tell of Shiva, the feelings that I feel when I connect with Shiva is that of power. So I would connect with all these different gods when there's certain things that I am seeking in my life at that moment. So with Shiva, it's usually when I need that power to step in for me. When I am feeling weak and don't know what to do, I would ask and invite Shiva to step in, and I would feel that Goddess power step in through Shiva. When I am confused and don't know what to do, trying to make a better decision or feels like there's so many obstacles in my way, I invite Ganesh to come in, and I feel that power from Ganesh. When I need healing and love and compassion, I invite Jesus in, and Jesus comes in. So, but Shiva is, I think you were saying, is like my guy. It's like the masculinity for me too, when I feel his essence, or that essence of Shiva, right? This is what the kind of masculinity I want to attract into my life.
Yeah.
And then just tapping into that masculine divine power from, there's so much, and there's so much more I'm still learning of Shiva. Like, I'm realizing so much. That would be another topic. But Shiva is the Lord of Dance also, right? We know that. So that is who you can also invite into when you're trying to get into a space of releasing and letting go. You can invite Shiva and whatever other dance gods, because they're all different regions, have so many different ones. But invite them or him in so that you can release what we're holding on to, and you'll feel it in your body releasing. You'll feel it in your smile releasing. You'll feel it in the music, which is like what I was saying earlier. You see the expression of it on your face and on your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, do you feel like there's a mix of the vibrations of the beats, and they're maybe making way for spirit to flow?
Yes, I do, because we know movement has its own vibration, right? And then we know every beat and binaural within the beat has its own vibration that it can help you get to. So when you combine those two together, I mean, this is a powerful move to make, literally.
Yes. Oh, I love it. And yeah, live music for me, I know sometimes, I can vibe with earbuds, to something that's powerful.
Yeah.
But live music
Yes.
is really where
Different
it's at.
frequency. Absolutely.
And it is frequency. And even like in the Atlantean knowledge that I know, that sound healing is how they moved pyramids and stones and Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And in particular, people in chorus and in unison, like the gospel,
Yes.
And so throughout history, there has been different dance and music to
Even
celebrate.
swaying, even sometimes just
Celebrate
swaying,
life.
right? If you're just sitting and rocking, and I know when I was younger and I would feel sick, a lot of kids and babies, I would said, but they always go into this
Yeah.
and then if you start rocking and you start feeling the soothingness of that, as I even sometimes, again, when I don't know what to say or can't even just get up and dance, you feel just even swaying, and maybe put your hand and connect somehow. Just the vibration of that will help shift also. Like you were saying with live music too, has such a different frequency. And again, now we know the power of binaural beats, of frequency, of vibration. I did a live with someone, Annie is her name, and she was talking about a tool that they actually use that you could speak into that would detect your frequency within your body, and on health levels, emotional levels, and then they could create harmonious beats that would help either lift that frequency that needed to be raised, or if that frequency was too high and needed to be lowered, they would play the harmony beats that would help lower that.
Wow.
And so more and more this information is coming to me, to all of us, really, and how powerful those beats are. And you talked about like moving the pyramids with the sound. I recently read too where they did a study, a research on these monks, that it was like, I don't know, hundreds of them or whatever, but they would all get into unison chanting and create up to a certain frequency. And they actually see, this is recently too, this is not like back in the days that we hear of, and they move this big boulder by the sound of it. But we don't talk about that stuff in the news. We talk about all the bad stuff. But how powerful that is, with music, again, to music, dancing. I think if both of those subjects go together with what we're talking about. But the power of music and moving your body,
Yeah.
moving anything. They said even if you want to shift the vibration in your room, move 20 things or 15 things, items. So movement creates shift in vibration, you know? And so I would encourage people to, even if you can't move, just sway or get up and just move a little bit, let the music beat. Feel into it. Like listen to the instruments that are playing will help you get a feeling into it. Listening to the instruments, quieting out everything else. Of course, taking deep breaths, because I think people feel we don't realize, not that we feel, we don't realize how many times we hold our breath. And so to really get into like releasing your breath, connecting with the music, the vibration, and of course the kind of music you listen to can help also. And just allow your thoughts to flow through and release through that. To let it flow and release through that. I think that's the power in the movement and the beats.
Yeah, because the beats, even like chanting mantra, is going to take your mind energy. Oh, you know, it'll clear it. Yeah. So for me, because I connect a lot to Gaia and the hum of Mother Earth, that is an energy that then starts just coming up, and you have your own internal hum, so to speak, as well. And then that's why I believe Native Americans drum. And that energy then is to bring up Gaia, as well as, yeah, we talked about women in skirts and how women in particular are receptive in their energy. I don't know what that crackling is in the voice.
Cool.
But it's receptive energy, and so that's what women do. We're all, you know, if you notice, women are always like in the kitchen or around the hearth, right? And people gravitate to women because we are like the centrifuge of energy, and we do absorb other people's energy as well. And then of course anyone that identifies with feminine energy in their being, right? And empathetic. Yeah. So beautiful. Well, to end, can you is there anything else that you want to share about do you dance like in groups or by yourself mostly? I mean, how do you feel the most?
Well, right now I'm mostly by myself, but of course, I mean, when we get together with friends and family, it depends on, but I'll dance anyhow now. Like I said, when I was younger, I used to be so, because I've always been taller than most of the friends I was. Now everybody's tall, it seems like, but when I was growing up, I was always the tallest person. And then I was always overweight too, so I was always embarrassed. But when people see me dance, I remember my mom seeing me. There was a Ganesh song that really like it moved my soul, and so I created this dance for it, and I showed my mom, and my mom was like, "Oh my God, you need to dance in front of people and stop worrying about your size because you are powerful, and you're powerful when you dance." And so of course I dance a lot by myself now because I'm by myself a lot now. And I used to have dance sessions with my kids. We haven't done that in a long time, but that would be something too that I would do with my kids. Just put on the music and we would dance for hours. Hello, Elja is on. Yeah,
I feel like we all need to get out there dancing, you know. And I remember since I was 14, I was dancing every Saturday night, you know, at the dances, and it was my life. It was my expression. It was how I got out my energy, you know. And so now I'll do it in the kitchen. It's so important that we dance. And move our bodies and release the Hey, but yeah, follow Prudence. She has a group, All Things Possible. And anything else you want to share with us, Prudence?
No, I think since on the subject of dance, just leave a message saying that we should dance more. Like I said, even for those who don't feel to get up and maybe put on music, sometimes just swaying will get that movement going. I think it's important to get movement going, especially with everything shifting so much and so quickly now in these days that we're in. And I think it's going to continue on that path of shifting quickly. So sometimes music, there's so many tools out there for us to use to shift our vibration, our frequency, our energy, our thoughts. Dancing is one of them. And so we came on today to talk about dance. We were talking about it. We connected through a lot of our dance videos that we share. Maggie and I connect through many different things too, but that was something that we wanted to share. And so I would leave with saying encouragement for this weekend to find some time and dance. Put on some music, whatever it is to, and dance. Move your body.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of cumbia? Cumbia?
What is this?
It's a dance form, cumbia.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to go take those lessons next week.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
I'm
awesome.
gonna do that.
And people who can't get to classes, by the way, just want to say YouTube has every style of not only dance, but teaching, people who's teaching it. So if you can't get to a class and you're in your home, you can dance. You can dance, even in your kitchen cooking. I shared a video where in the islands, for real, when we're cooking, your food comes out tasting even better if you're enjoying and pouring love and slack. So dance whilst you're cooking.
Good. Oh, yay. I love you. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you so much for having me on. Yes, you guys join me on all things possible too. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
And thank you everyone for being on our first soul sessions today. And of course, this is going to stay in the group. So
I think you have to hang me up.
Oh, okay. That's all right. I'm going to hang everybody up. And yeah, we'll see you next Saturday. And I'll announce who's going to be on in the post a couple days before. And reach out to me by message if you do want to be interviewed and have an amazing topic to share. All right. I love you guys. We are on.